Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of That's a Wrap. I'm Caboose.
I'm ready to the answer.
And today's the day. We have seen Avengers Endgame. This is our non-spoiler review.
And when we say non, we mean we're going to eggshell around everything.
Yes.
We do not want to ruin a speck of anything for anybody, but we're going to try our best.
I'm also going to be monitoring the comments here. If
Yes.
there are any spoilery comments, good thing is that we have seen it, so now we can do that.
Yes.
And we can look into the comment section to make sure that there are not going to be any spoilers. So, but still, be careful. You know, you never know what people are going to comment in the comment section. But either way, reiterating once again, no spoilers in this video whatsoever. Before we get into the review, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if you could leave a like rating on the video as it shows your support, and we would really appreciate it. So if you could leave a like, that would be awesome. And with that said, I also wanted to talk a little bit about this giveaway that we had been announced. You know, it was something that we were planning to do every single month with our countdown to Endgame. Couldn't really meet that.
Yeah, well, you know,
it was tough.
Life got in the way, a little bit of travels. A little game called Mortal Kombat.
I'd never heard of it.
So a few things got in the way, but we are men of honor.
Yes.
And we are going to honor. There was 2 or 3 comments and some very good topics from fans that we wanted to cover. So we have about 2 or 3 or a few of them in mind. We're going to go ahead and select those, and we're still going to honor a gift or a prize to those individuals.
That's right. We felt really bad, you know, like my brother said here. He had a kid.
Yes.
Mortal Kombat 11 came out. It was I underestimated how overwhelming things were going to get. So we apologize that first of all we couldn't bring too many Endgame countdown videos.
But Caboose, wait a minute. We're going to up this even more because we felt a little bit bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away 2 $50 Amazon prizes to the comments that we select. And then when we do our spoiler review, we're going to ask for something from the fans. We're going to ask you to send in something regarding Marvel-esque. And then we're going to give a $100 prize for Amazon.
Yes. So tune into our spoiler review. We'll detail that a little bit more when that video comes out. But there's going to be some pretty awesome giveaways because we did want to honor that thing that we had announced. We did want to meet those things that we had said we would. And we apologize that we couldn't bring out Countdown to Endgame videos like we thought we would have been able to. But hey, all that out of the way, all the housekeeping out of the way, we saw Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
What an experience it was.
It really was.
That was good. Wow.
You know, before we even get into it, we're going to eggshell this. I've never been so nervous going to watch a movie. I'm not kidding. It was like I was anxious to watch the movie because it's been 11 years in the making. I'm telling you, I was on like pins and needles. I was like, my God, what if I got to take a crap? What if I got to go to the washroom? What if something happens with work that day? You know, I was so nervous to watch this. Excited, of course, but just so nervous to watch the movie.
So to just explain how nervous he was, because I had noticed it. So we got to the theater at like 5 o'clock. Our screening was at 6, and we had reserved seats. So we didn't have to worry about getting to the actual theater until like 10 minutes or 5 minutes before. But he wanted to go get something to eat before the movie, and he was like, "Are you sure if we get there for 5:40 we'll be okay?" And I was like, We have reserved seats, man. Why would there be a problem? So he was really nervous.
Yeah, I just needed 10 minutes to breathe before it and calm down. But
and you did something that I probably should have done in that you didn't look at nothing. You didn't see a single review. You didn't see a single Twitter reaction. Nothing.
Other than the trailers and some of the TV spots that came out, I stayed away from those too. I went 0 dark 30. I really did.
I definitely stayed away from spoilers. I looked at some of the social media reactions. However, when I did sit in the theater, I checked all that out the door because I wanted to give an honest review of Avengers Endgame. I didn't want to be biased and everything like that.
I think you had seen the Rotten Tomatoes score and you were going to reveal it to me and I told you no. I did not even want to hear that.
But again, even then, so we know now, the Rotten Tomatoes score is like 90-something%. It's really high up. But even then, like I said, I sat in the theater, I checked all that out the door because I just wanted to look at this movie on its own merit and see genuinely what I thought.
Yes.
And well, rest assured, it's a freaking good movie.
Yes,
the Russos pulled it off.
Yeah, I don't think anybody anticipated the movie would fail or any of that story.
Yeah.
And when we say movie, I like to say story.
Yeah, it's like a film.
It's
like a film.
This was a story. This is not your laser beams and your typical comic book movie. Yeah. This is a story. This is paying respects to a lot of characters, tying in a lot of loose ends, callbacks, memories. They did such a great job of this.
Yeah, the best way to describe Avengers Endgame is it's not the end of like this 3 acts that the Avengers movies have been telling. This is the end of everything we've been shown in the entirety of the MCU leading up to now. They make sure to cover all of that. They want to make sure that they honor everything we've watched, all 22 movies, and they make sure that all comes to a conclusion here. and they pulled it off.
And I think me and Caboose were talking. The trailers don't give away anything, so don't be fooled by the trailers. We'll leave it at that. We won't say anything more, but the trailers don't give. There's a lot of movie left.
To just add on again, no spoilers. Even the stuff that you think you've been spoiled by from the trailers, trust me when I say.
Yes.
You have seen nothing yet. Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. There's a lot of movie here.
And it's 3 hours. I don't know about you, but I felt like the 3 hours do go by at a decent pace. Everything felt like, okay, we're running through this movie fairly well. And by the time you get to the end, holy smokes. The last hour of this movie.
Yes, well, we talk about the beginning. Pace is always an extremely important thing for me during a movie. It really is. In some movies, I know there's stories, there's build-up that needs to be told. I felt like maybe it was a little slow at the beginning, but it did have to be. They did have to build to the final act of this movie.
Yep.
There's a lot of loose ends that needed to be tied up. The movie could have been maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes. And still would have been fine for me, but
I think for me, not a second is wasted in Avengers Endgame.
Fair enough.
Every single second of that 3 hour runtime is exactly what we needed to allow this movie to work on the levels that it does, because there are character moments, there's action beats, there's story to be told, there's loose ends to be tied. All that stuff needs to be packed in there. If you take away some of those character moments, it makes the payoff of that character's arc feel less earned. So I feel like every second of Avengers Endgame is all perfectly packed in and needed to be this long to work the way that it does.
There was some instances when I was, sitting in my chair, I was like, is something about going to happen here? Is something about to happen here? Maybe I needed a hit at that point.
Right.
But then you see it, in the final act, it does tie together.
Right. So I get what you're saying. I think, first of all, it's a beautiful beginning to the movie. Like, the best way they could have opened the movie. Fantastic opening.
Yes.
And even, like, that first 30 minutes, I was like, oh my goodness.
They do get you on the edge of your seat immediately. Yeah. That is for sure.
And I will say this one thing about Avengers Endgame. Dare I say it? Some Oscar-worthy performances from the actors.
Everybody definitely bought their A game here. There's no
Robert
doubt.
Downey Jr. is on his A game.
I truly think everybody's on their A game.
For sure.
I really do.
But this is definitely, without a doubt, Robert Downey Jr.'s best work as Tony Stark, as Iron Man, that we've ever seen in the entire MCU.
And everybody will notice what we're talking about when you watch the movie.
Yes, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
I know your favorite, Steve Rogers, Chris Evans, Captain America, so great in this movie as 100%. Well. Does a fantastic job. And you know what? The Russos, they were not lying. So, and again, it's still not spoilers because the Russos said it. They said when Infinity War was coming out that there were going to be characters missing in that movie, or there were going to be characters that didn't get a lot of screen time that will be front and center and have much more focus to them in Avengers Endgame. That's absolutely the truth.
Yes,
100%
that
the
is
truth.
True. There's a lot of Cap, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of Captain America. Obviously, Ant-Man and Hawkeye missing in Avengers Infinity War. They do have big important stories in Avengers Endgame. With Ant-Man, if you're following through with everything, you know why he is going to play a big role, and even Hawkeye as well. I love Jeremy Renner in this role.
They are a factor in this movie.
Yeah, and I love Jeremy Renner in that role. I think he's the best part about Avengers Age of Ultron, and he does a fantastic job here in Avengers Endgame. So the cast, the crew, all firing on all cylinders, just did a fantastic job.
And again, I think this is non-spoiler, but the last act of this movie is probably the best we've ever seen in the MCU, if not in comic book movies for that.
I would agree.
There was one thing that I did read before going in when Robert Downey had put on IMDb that the last 8 minutes is probably the best in the MCU. I would just say the last act is.
Yeah. The last 1 hour of this movie is everything you could have possibly ever wanted.
Yes. As a fan of these movies, just a fan of movies in general, you're going to get everything.
And even then, even if we're setting you up like, you're going to be expecting this, trust me, you have no idea what you're in store for that final act. It is incredible. It is pure eye candy. In Canadian theaters, we like to be a little quiet. People were roaring in our theater.
And I think a movie like this and some of the things that happen, you're going to get that in every single theater. Because every single theater this past weekend or for the next 2 weeks is going to be jam-packed. It's going to be sold up. So you're going to get the reaction from all the fans and makes that movie just so much more theater.
Oh, for sure. I mean, just imagine the pop that your theater had when Thor arrives in Wakanda in Infinity War and multiply that by 10.
Yes.
That's how crazy this last act can get. For Avengers Endgame, it is insane. And in terms of, one thing that we always talked about leading up to Avengers Endgame was, expect the unexpected. That absolutely is the case here in this movie. There were plenty of theories that we had leading up to this film, and a lot of them we got wrong, and a lot of things happened in this movie that we did not see coming. And I love that. A lot of twists, a lot of turns, fantastic. So, I mean, I don't know. I can't praise it enough. It's so good. I would agree. Slows down a little bit. There is a bit of a moment in the film where you're going to be like, okay, let's get back to the action. Let's get the beat going a little bit. The pace needs to pick up. But it's all worth it when you get to that last hour. I think so, at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, hey, should we rate this movie out of 10? I think we should do it. I don't know
about you. Know what? I say we save our rating for the spoiler review.
You think we save
our
rating?
Because I'm hoping I'm going to get in one more viewing of it.
Okay.
And I need a couple of days. I need a couple of days. Okay. Why don't we do that?
Okay. I think that's a good idea. You know what? I think we'll save our actual rating of the film out of 10 for a spoiler review.
Because we know you're coming back for the spoiler review. Because right now you're seeing a poker face from me.
Yeah.
Wait for the spoiler review when I can really let loose.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, I'm sure some of the people who've seen it out there definitely want to hear us talk about the spoilers. Stay tuned to the spoiler review.
We'll put on about a couple of days.
We'll get a little more in depth.
And we'll have a grand prize winner as well. Yeah.
That's right. So with that said, we're going to kick it to you guys now. Have you seen Avengers Endgame? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Try to keep it non-spoiler for all the people who haven't seen it out there yet.
This is a no-spoiler zone, folks.
Listen, guys, this has been 11 years of filmmaking, 22 movies, thousands of people have worked on this, and they want us to enjoy this experience the way that me and my brother have, and that is going in not knowing what happens. So allow other people out there who haven't seen it to enjoy that same experience.
Absolutely.
Don't spoil the end game.
Yes.
And with that said, I'm Caboose.
I'm Manny the Answer.
And once again, if you could leave a like rating on the video, it shows your support, and we would really appreciate it. And you can click on screen and make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook. The links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new.
That's a wrap.